college, I was all set to go, and things didn't work out so well. My mother wound up getting injured when I was a sophomore, and she was hospitalized, about 17 different surgeries on her back. So right from out of high school, I started working. I had a couple different jobs before I had an accident myself. I fell off a building, broke both my feet. Was in a wheelchair for almost 6 months after a month in the hospital, and then I was on the walker and all that stuff for a little less than a year. And doctors tell me all kinds of, what's the right word to say it? The things they wanted me to do, like swimming, yoga, as as a guy who was active. This was not what I wanted to hear. So, but I believed them, and it took a long time before I started doing things like jogging and testing the feet out. But yeah, broken metatarsal for the big toe. They got pinned and put back together, dislocated all the other toes, and then I broke the heel bone on the other foot. So when I fall off a building, I fall off a building. I don't mess around. It's 28 feet. I was training for American Gladiators, so that was a reasonable reason for doing that out of high school. The first one I saw was 1996. So that would have been UFC 3, or it would have been Steve Jenham winning. Which, Hoist now winning it and Steve Jenham, overcoming against a larger opponent, that hit a chord with me. Then I pursued finding out more about mixed martial arts with the limited internet we had at the time. You've got mail, AOL days. But the thing that drew me towards it was Frank Shamrock. I guess I'm saying it from him. He said there's very few things that are so true about that moment. It's two guys with very few rules, and they could simulate a game almost of life and death, which, there's no weapons, there's no, you get hit by a car later on when the guy decides to run you over, and you lose a street fight. So I like that aspect. It's the safest situation you have a street fight in, it would be, a referee and a doctor. It doesn't exist out there. So this is the best way you can simulate a one-on-one combat competition without real dangerous consequences. One of the guys I train now, they ask those questions about controlling the nerves and everything. I can honestly say I was not very nervous about the fight. I watched a few of the matches, and I was surprised at how quickly devastating some of the violence was. That gave me a little bit of pause. I remember thinking the toughest guy in that room, he weighed like 125 pounds. His name was Timmy Hands, muscular. He was pacing like a panther in a cage. And I was happy I wasn't fighting that guy. I didn't care that my guy was almost 270. This guy was 125. His intensity was like, I don't think I could match that. I don't think I could outthink my way through his intensity. And that was a small guy that I went to become very good friends with. He taught for us years later. He was one of the few guys who saw me get bit in my first fight that was there alive. And years later we developed a very good friendship. It was at his wedding. The thing with the first fight, being nervous. I really was. I like to perform. I like to be in front of people. I like the showmanship aspect of it. I was curious what I could do. So the worst thing that happens, I'm going to get knocked out. I'm going to get cut. Those kind of things in my head. I've been teaching a Mommy and Me gymnastics class for about 3 years now, which my children have been part of. And then as my children get older and move on out of it, I'm working with other children, and I enjoy it. It's their introduction to balance, to confidence, to a lot of things that gymnastics offers. Daddy Me Boxing is just really rearranging the wording, because dads, I took my children to Mommy and Me Boxing, Mommy and Me Gymnastics, and I was one of the few dads in the room, but it's, dads are welcome. So Daddy Me Boxing, moms are welcome. My wife brings our kids in, and we play everything from tag to wrestling games to definitely some stuff with the mitts, and the dads get a little bit of running around, the moms get a little bit of running around, and the kids have a blast. We play dodgeball, soccer, some gymnastics elements. I can do anything I want. We used to call it family open mat, which the idea of family open mat sounds fun and all that, but Daddy Me Boxing seems like a better, become a marketing genius now, in case no one told you. The Daddy Me Boxing is like an easier way to sell it, and I just added more boxing aspects to it. And 3 to 8-year-olds, and then one of those 9 and 10-year-olds that wanted to play too, we let them in, and they help with the younger kids. So the social aspects are nice. We don't have the kids fighting each other. We don't have the kids submitting each other. So that's not something I'm down with. My business starting kind of in '98 when I first started training was I used the internet at the time, dial-up, to promote open mats from 9 p.m. till midnight on Wednesdays. I wasn't getting enough time with the classes and the open rolling at the place I was training at. And the gentleman who owned the school I was waving someone off camera. That's one of the teachers I was talking about. The idea that I could have more training partners by publicizing the fact that there's open grappling, boxing, whoever. And it was a little maybe a little bit bigger than this room, this area we're working on. And matted, the walls weren't mats, so we're crashing through. But open mat, come work out. If you're a judo guy, come on down, learn some boxing. If you're a boxing guy, come learn some takedowns. If you're a takedown guy, come learn some submissions. So it was like the clearinghouse for information. And I was running it, $10, coming for up to 3 hours. 5 for me, 5 for the gym. So I was making money. I was paying my tuition and then some. And I'd have between 5 and I think the top, he had like 27 people show up for one open mat. That was when MSNBC showed up. I put that on MMA.tv or The Underground, submissionfighting.com days. I said, hey, MSNBC is coming down to interview me, show up and be on camera, and everybody came down. So, and then actually a lot of that footage made the cut to the show, internationally aired. That means Canada. So the idea that I was running these open mats, and it helped me get better more than any instruction, more than any class, more than any private lesson, more than anything else, was me having access to all these different people. So I don't want to take that away from my guy. And I've been called for, I got knocked out on paper in that extreme challenge out in Utah. And I remember getting hit and coming up, and the rope was across my eyes and being all tangled up. And I was definitely out of my sorts. I was definitely confused and whatever, but I felt like I'm still getting ready to fight. Matt Hughes jumps on me as a referee and said stop. And I was like, I still have more in me. And then I went backstage, and the doctor is evaluating me. And I'm so mad they stopped the fight. I'm feeling a little nauseous and lightheaded, and they started asking me questions to probe for head injury. You're gonna love this. This is a great video. So the doctor, the EMT says, do you know what day it is? Sure I do. It's another feeling of anger. I'm mad because I'm confused. Why am I confused? I know what day it is. I always have fights on. What's that word? Whatever. But I can still read. I can still come here and read. Remember, I had their fighting ID cards and their backstage passes. It said February 29th, I think it was. No, February 23rd. It was February 23rd, 2003. So it's February 23rd, 2003. What day is it, sir? It's February 23rd. I'm not saying Saturday or whatever. I just don't know. So, but then I say, I'm reading on your thing. I just want to stop talking about it. He goes, okay, I appreciate that. Okay. Do you know what city you're in? Yeah, I know what city I am. I had this big smile. I couldn't bring I know what city I'm in. I'm looking around, I need some help. How can I not know what city I'm in? How ridiculous not knowing my city. What city am I in? I got here by plane, so it's not New Jersey. I'm thinking all these things. I'm getting mad. I'm angry at myself. At the person asking me questions. And then I see it. I see the beehive on their shoulders. Yeah, here, Jimbo, take it easy, sir. Oh, I'm sorry, I ruined the great story. So I see the beehive on their shoulders, and I'm like, beehive. Utah! I'm in Utah! Sir, listen to the question. What city are you in? And my mind, states and cities are the same now. I'm in Utah. The Beehive State? And the EMT's like, you're in Salt Lake City, and we need to get a head CT. You need to get a CAT scan. And my corner man comes over and he goes, yeah, you're pretty messed up. And something about that, empathy or emotion, that the corner man, Dave Nolan, a good friend of mine, he's on the SWAT team for Clifton. He's a lieutenant now. He was a sergeant back then. When he said it, I calmed down. I was like, I trust this guy. I'll go to the hospital and get a CAT scan. So as the evening went over, I definitely came back and realized how ridiculous I was, and my short-term memory, everything came back. So I wound up at the end of it saying it was a low-grade concussion. So should the fight have been stopped? Was it a knockout, whatever like that? I hate that KO on my record. It was a ref stoppage TKO. It wasn't a KO. I wasn't really out. But man, was I confused. It makes some funny stories out of it. But yeah, I haven't been knocked out in training, and I haven't been knocked out in any other fights. That one experience with it, I was worried for a while that I was going to have a personality change, that that'd be easier to knock out from then on, that I was something that preoccupied me. And I fought for a few times since then, and it was no different really.